Hey Poke people, what if I told you that there's a stage 1 Pokemon that can deal 230 damage for just one singular energy? And guess what, it's not even a meta deck. This Azumarill and Espathra combo punishes low energy decks, swings big early, and flies completely under the radar today. So today I'm going to show you why this rogue deck might be your next secret weapon on the black and white ladder. So for the key cards of this combo, we do of course have our main star, the Azumarill, 120 HP, has a 230 hitting attack, deals 50 damage to itself, and we get it down to just a singular energy because it has glistening bubbles, which means if we have a Terra Pokemon in play, this Pokemon can use Double Edge for a single Psychic. Other than that, our other attacker is, of course, Espathra EX, a really good 260 HP grass Pokemon that has a 1 energy attack as well that does 30 plus 30 more for each energy attached to both active. But the big thing about this is its Dazzling Gaze ability, making it so that then as long as Espathra is in the active, your opponent's attacks cost 1 more. So this makes it so they can't have a very easy target if they want to counter catcher or boss up to get away from the Azumarills. Other than that, we are running a 1/1 Fezandipiti and Mew line, and then 2 copies of Munkidori. That way, in case we do get like a turn 2 Azumarill donk, we also have the Munkidori to be able to start moving around the damage counters so we can take even bigger prize cards and hit for higher amounts. So for trainers, our A spec is the Secret Box, and then the new card that we really needed for this deck is the Air Balloon, which we are running 2 copies of. It makes the retreat cost of the Pokemon it's attached to 2 less, which is huge. That means that our Azumarill are able to free retreat. Other than that, our other key cards in the trainer section is the Pokemon League headquarters, making it so each basic Pokemon in play, their attacks cost 1 more. So that Miraidon, yeah, amp you very much, is going to cost you 5 for their Iron Hands EX instead of 4, making it that much harder for them to be able to get a turn 2 prize swing. Other than that, we are running 2 Crispin to help us with our energy management, 1 TM Evo, and 1 Super Rod as just key consistencies. And then energy split is 9 Psychic and 2 Dart. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this deck. I would highly recommend you guys try it. I will have 3 games for you guys today. And while you guys are down there looking at the description, why don't you guys just leave me a comment? Maybe hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. And without further ado, we'll get straight to the games. Alright, so game number 1. We see a Munkidori here. So our hand's looking pretty good. We got the stadium, the league headquarters. We also got a energy that we can attach and 2 Ionos along with an Ultra Ball. So we're most likely just going to use a Iono during our first turn after attaching, and we'll probably play out this league headquarters too, depending on what we're playing against. So there's a Team Rocket Zapdos. So it looks like it's some sort of control deck. And we got an Arven off the top, so we can actually use that instead. So here, I'm just going to play out the headquarters, I'll attach, and then I'll play out this Arven. And I just realized I made a pretty big mistake. If I didn't play the stadium, I could play out that Energize, or that Evolution. And yeah, we would have been off to the races. But here we're still decent. I mean, we have an Ultra Ball in hand. We're just going to attach the balloon to one of the little guys. That way then, in case we need to, we have a free retreater. Alright, so the Earthen Vessel, they get rid of a tool card, that Gemstone. I've been seeing it a lot in Wug Trio lists lately. It's pretty good, making it so that way then both players' active Pokemon has a extra retreat cost. There's a handheld fan, so that means that if I were to swing and knock it out, it's going to move an energy from my active to one of my other Pokemon. And then they played the Artisan, So that's pretty nice. There's the double frost, or double, getting ready for the double Frostlass. So we do get a Crispin off the top. We're going to Artisan. We can just grab out a Munkidori since we see that they're trying to go for the Frostlasses. And then here, our hand's not incredibly good, so we're just going to give up those two, and I'm going to grab out the Espathra first, solely so that way then I have a higher chance of hitting the Azumarills than I do the Espathras. Here, we just hit them with the Iono. We do get the Azumarill, so we're going to get a knockout this turn. We can also attach the Dark Energy so that way we have a Munkidori ready, play down another Marill. So we are looking really nice here. So here, we do get one prize. The bad thing with double Frostlass against us, though, is the fact that our main attackers have abilities. So we're putting in a lot of work on these Munkidoris to try to keep our things alive. But we are also getting free Munkidori usage every turn, too. So here, they do just use the Arven. They're playing a different A-Spec than what I'm used to. And then they just play down double Frostlass. They have another Zapdos in the back that they're most likely going to start getting ready. They do have the Team Rocket's energy set up right now on the current Zapdos, and then they're just going to counter catcher up the Espathra. So I don't think that they realized what Espathra's effect does. So don't think that that was the right choice for them. They should have probably just went after the Munkidori. So here, they do at least put some damage on it. So if we attack, we might as well just attack with this Espathra since it's going to be hitting, counting 3 energy that our opponent has, even though they only have 2 attached, because of that double Team Rocket's energy. I'm pretty sure it counts as an extra damage. Yeah. So here we're hitting 150. They're going to be able to move this energy if they want to. So they just throw it on the Azumarill. I mean, that's understandable. So we do get a second Azumarill. We do have another energy in hand, and we do have a boss. So at any time, if we want to stop these Frostlasses, we can. But we're also just working our way to KOing one using Munkidori anyway. And it's not like we really need to worry about them that much. We need to worry more about these Munkidoris than we do the Frostlasses. So here they Iono us. So we do find Secret Box. The Mew EX and the TM Evo, I don't think we're going to really need those. They did land that Crushing Hammer. That stinks. So we could use the Secret Box, get a Crispin, and be able to get a Dark Energy back on our Munkidori. So that is something that we can do. Here they just retreat and promote the Zapdos so they can just swing again with it. So we'll most likely be able to take another knockout here. So we are just going to use Secret Box. We're going to give up that second copy of Headquarters. We don't really need it here. I mean, it is real nice in this matchup, but at the same time, we're the ones that are attacking more often than not. So here, we're just going to get the Crispin. We're going to get the Air Balloon, and I'm thinking about the Night Stretcher. The other option is like a Super Rod later on, but here we're just going to play down the Azumarill. And then we'll attach the balloon to the other Marill. And we're just going to Crispin, get a Dark Energy down, get a Psychic down, and be able to move some more damage onto that Frostlass, making it that much easier to knock out. So here we hit 120, so it's exactly enough to take out the Zapdos, so we take another prize. So one more Munkidori turn and that Frostlass is knocked out. So they are going to get a prize on the start of our turn. They do hit us with a Iono though, but they will get a prize at the start of our turn because they have 2 Frostlass. So it's going to knock out the Azumarill that has 2 Psychic on it. But that's fine. That does give us a extra spot to mess with. And we do kind of want to leave 1 extra spot just in case we do find like another Munkidori. Because then we can also get the Night Stretcher out and be able to do everything that we want. We also have the Super Rod, which we're just going to use right now. We can use it on the Dark Energy, the Mew EX, and a Azumarill. And then here, I'm going to Artisan. Just want to see what's in my deck. That way then I make sure that I have enough energy and everything. So here we are just going to, we know that they have the blower, so we could, theoretically, we could just get the knockout on this Frostlass, attach this Psychic to our current Espathra, and then we'll still have enough to be able to attack again next turn. But I decide I'm just going to keep it in hand, let them move that wherever they want, so they move it onto the Munkidori, which that's fine. If at any time I need to, I can do 60 damage with a monkey by swinging, so. Their Munkidori is also close to being knocked out as well. So next turn, their Munkidori goes up to 80, so I can just KO it with my monkey unless they move the damage off of it, so they need to find a Dark Energy. But here they're just promoting the Zapdos, and this is pretty much game at this point. Overall, I do like the deck that they're playing. I think it's a really cool control list. I like it a lot more than I like playing against Pidgeot control, because I feel like this deck you actually have more of a back and forth. Things like Pidgeot control, where it's like the Garnackles and the Ujums and stuff like that, I just don't like those type of decks. But that's me personally. So here they do have the TM Devo, so that's pretty huge. They're going to get a knockout on our Espathra, but we don't need the Espathra anymore. They only take 1 prize as well. So we just need this Munkidori to survive, which it does, and that's going to be more than enough for game. Yep. Here, game number 2, this is going to be one of our harder matchups. So this is a Golden Go matchup. Golden Go got insane support with the new Genesect EX, and it is tearing up everything right now. I've been seeing it everywhere. People have been playing it constantly, especially on ladder. So this is definitely a deck to watch out for. And if you do decide to play this Azumarill deck, you need to try to start as strong as you possibly can. So we don't really have too great of a hand right there. We are going to give that Azumarill down to the bottom of the deck, but we're just trying to get a better start than what we currently have. But sadly, we're not really finding it. So I'm just going to attach these balloons to my bench Pokemon. I am going to play down the Fez, and then I'm going to get the Mew out just so I can draw 2 more cards. There's an Iono. I'll hit for 10, might as well. So we weren't able to find another Marill, so they're most likely going to be able to knock out this Marill that we currently have. So we're going to be relying on our Espathra really heavily here. So that way then they have to use more energy attached in order to be able to actually swing. So that's going to be like our key win condition, since we're not able to actually swing with Marill right now. The other thing that we can do that actually makes this a little bit easier is you swing with a Espathra first and then hope that they don't have enough damage to be able to knock it out, or you can swing with a Marill or a Azumarill, try to get them weakened down a little bit, because if you can get to a point where you can get a Azumarill with some damage on it, then you can easily fully knock out a Golden Go. But as you can see, that's incredibly difficult. Golden Go is based around just being able to just one-shot whatever it wants. So here we do Fez, just trying to draw some more cards, and then we're just going to Iono here. We do find a Marill, and then we do find the Buddy Buddy Poffin, so we'll get a second Marill down. And then here, we didn't find a Espathra, so we're just going to go right into another Marill, give them another little tasty appetizer, and we're going to pass. The headquarters doesn't really do anything this match either because they're a stage 1 Pokemon deck, so here they're getting all of their Golden Goes down, so they can just get 5 cards for free every turn. So looks like they're just setting up a second Golden Go, and they were able to get another card draw. So right now it is looking real bad for us. We haven't been able to get a turn 2 swing, so we're definitely behind. We really need to find our Espathra as soon as possible, otherwise they can do things like Boss to be able to knock out our 2 prizers and stop us from getting a lot of draws, and that would be devastating. So here we're just throwing the Mew EX up again real quick, draw into another energy, and then here we draw into Crispin. At least we got the Ultra Ball, so I'm just thinking, how do I want to do this? So is there a math number that I can hit that would allow me to be able to knock out this Golden Go right now? And there's not. So I'm at least going to put the energy on the Munkidori. I am going to debating, do I want to go into Azumarill this turn, or do I want to go into Espathra? Here we're just going to get another Flittle down, and then we're just going to use the Ultra Ball. We're going to get the Azumarill, and this is when I realized that I made a horrible mistake. So game number 3, sorry, game number 2 ended anticlimactically, but there was just no way that we were going to win that one anyway, especially with that mistake at the end. We should have gotten the Espathra. But for game number 3, this is another Genesect EX deck, but this one is the Copper Jaw deck. So they use the Metangs to be able to get decent amounts of energy real fast, and then they try to swing with the Copper Jaws as soon as possible to try to take out early knockouts as like a 1 prize deck. Here we do have a amazing hand, so we're going to go double Flittle. We got the Artisan, which is going to allow us to grab a Munkidori and allow us to check our prizes real quick. So we see that we have most of everything that we need. We have a Crispin still in there. So here we're just going to get another Marill, and then we got the TM Evo. We're going to Iono. Hopefully we hit a energy. We don't, but our hand is really nice here, so we are just going to throw down that headquarters, try to stop them for another turn, just in case they are trying to set up this Genesect EX. So they have a stadium bump of their own, making it so that way then all metal Pokemon take 30 less damage. And they find the 2 evolutions that they need, so they get the Metang. And then they get that Copper Jaw down. They're still just attaching energy to the Genesect. So here he did hit. So he got another energy onto his Genesect. So he's going to be able to knock out this Marill this turn. There's the Hilda as well. But with our hand, we're actually fine with that, because we can throw down double Azumarill and then use this Ultra Ball Well, we can actually Nest Ball first, get the Fez out, draw 3, then Ultra Ball away 2 cards to be able to get the Espathra so we can actually start swinging, and then if need be we can also Iono to be able to draw 6 more. So there's an energy, so that's perfect. Going to attach that to the active. Here we are just going to play out the Azumarills real quick. So I'm just going to Nest Ball out the Fez. This is going to allow me to draw 3. So it's pretty good. We got the Arven, so we don't really need to Iono this turn. Here we're just going to grab the Espathra. We're going to be able to throw that down. And then we can Arven, we can Iono. So it's up to you to choose when you're playing which one you'd rather do. I decide on the Arven because then I can get the Earthen Vessel plus a Air Balloon for next turn. So throw down the Air Balloon on the other Azumarill. That way then they can't just like boss or counter catcher it up and try to leave us in the active. So here we do hit only for 170, but that's completely fine. We're not able to get a one-hit knockout on it because of their stadium, but we at least get something, you know? We could have Iono'd last turn, and that may have found us the stadium bump that we need, but it's better to just guarantee that we can swing next turn than it is to do all that. So here they get 2 Metangs set up. They got the Copperjaw set up as well. We're just taking a second knockout. And then here we're just going to throw up the Azumarill. And then we'll start off with a Fez. We do get some Dark Energy, but we don't really need those in our hand right now. So we're going to discard 1, get some Psychics. We will manually attach, and then we're just going to Iono. So here we get our second Espathra down. Do have another Air Balloon, but I'm going to hold it in hand this turn. And then that boss is pretty good too. So here we do find a Crispin, so that's huge. Alright, so they start off with a Colress Tenacity. So here I'm just thinking, okay, so they got their A-Spec, and it is another stage. The Neutralization Zone, preventing all damage done to Pokemon that don't have a rule box by Pokemon that have rule boxes. So that's completely fine with me, because I have another Marill here. So I'm able to go into another Azumarill, and that's going to be huge. So here we got the Arven as well, but we're just going to Crispin this turn instead. So I'm just looking at my deck. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. So here we're going to Arven. We can get down the Dark Energy as well. But here we attach. And now we're going to be able to Fez, draw 3. We do draw into a stadium bump if we really want to. Oh, no, wait, no, we can't even play the stadium here, can we? No. So we're just gonna knock that out. And now at this point, we're looking like we're in a very good position. So if they are playing Metagross and stuff, they'd have to be playing the one prizer Metagross, which I don't think that there's one currently in the meta. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. I'm so used to, when I see Metangs and all that, seeing the Stevens Metagross come down. So here they are just doing their little Metang shenanigans, trying to get some energy down, and then they just pass. So we find another Crispin off the top. We are just going to get energy set up, and then we're going to boss up the Metang that actually has a energy attached to it, so that way then we can knock out that one. And then we also just move some damage over to the other Metang. So here our hand is just looking really strong. We only need 2 more prizes. I don't really think that there's anything that they can really do here, because they would need to get another Copperjaw set up, but they don't have enough time to do that. It doesn't look like so. They also whiff on that energy. I think that they've now went through most of their energy, so writing's on the wall, and they scoop. So here's the deck list. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe for more. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Good day.